Hi, everyone. I'm Debbie Hart, and I'm thrilled to have you here today for our third webinar on the HOLOS 24/7 programs, 100% automatic, personalized wellness support, even when you are sleeping. I want to just check. I turned the recording on. I want to check and make sure everybody can hear me. Just go ahead and throw a message into the chat if you can, and just let me know if everything is loud and clear. Okay, great. Sounds like people can hear me. Hopefully, if you can't hear me, you can change your computer settings. Yay, thank you, guys. Looks like we're good on volume and audio. So the recording is going, which I always have to make sure because I forgot to record the first one and I had to re-record it by myself. So I really appreciate you taking the time to join me today, whether you are on live or joining later through the recording. We have a lot of people signed up today. I was thrilled to see the response. I think these automatic programs are exciting. And I know everybody's super busy, and I'm thrilled to be sharing with you all about a topic I'm extremely passionate about. Those of you who know me know that, which is bioenergetics and PEMF, pulsed electromagnetic fields, as a powerful modality within the field of bioenergetics. For just a minute, I'll give you just a little bit of background on me. For those of you who don't know me, I'm the owner of RedHealth, and I've been working through health issues since I was 23. And it's truly bioenergetics, the study of the energy system of the body, that helped me finally begin to recover from chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia, heavy metal toxicity, and a lot of issues with sleep, stress, and anxiety. If you haven't already seen the HOLOS intro and boost webinars, that's okay. They are always on the website, and you'll get a great feel today for the HOLOS just through the coverage of its foundation support, which is the 24/7 automatic and personalized wellness and well-being support. Before I get started, I really need to read the disclaimer quickly and get our legal business out of the way. So bear with me here. The words that will be used on today's call that may coincide with medical terms such as diagnosis, patient, client, therapy, treatment are not to be interpreted in a legal sense. The products and processes, procedures referred to and mentioned have not been evaluated by the FDA and are not intended to treat, prevent, mitigate, or cure any medical, emotional, or psychological conditions, or to support or sustain human life, or to prevent impairment of human health. It is for self-education purposes only. No medical, health, healing, or other related claims are intended or asserted. We claim no typical results exist, and what you may experience from using the same device or devices mentioned may be completely different from someone else. The statements made in this call are entirely the views of the individuals making those statements or claims. So thank you for that. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here and bring up the webinar. So we're going to be talking all about HOLOS, which is our Gen 3 PEMF wearable, and its 24/7 programs, which are 100% now with Gen 3 automatic, even the scan, and it offers personalized wellness support even when you are sleeping. We'll be covering some information on the important role of the circadian rhythms and how they play into our health and why we need to keep them harmonized and healthy. Why is this so important? Then we'll take a look at some science behind circadian rhythms and jump into how the HOLOS device's 3 24/7 automatic programs provide powerful daily support for our whole mind and body, how they work, and what they are doing throughout the day and night. We'll also take a look at some customizations you can do to optimize the device for you. Then we'll wrap up with Q&A at the end. Here we see a chart showing all the circadian rhythms. These include the Chinese meridians, the 24/7 body clock, and our sleep and wake cycles. The HOLOS device is designed to automatically help reharmonize all the biological rhythms and help us improve our state of wellness and well-being. When our body is harmoniously cycling through these rhythms day and night, vitality, and longevity are natural. All of these organs that we see here and their biological activities are rhythmic in their nature, such as our heart beating, our lungs, breathing, all our brain activity as it changes throughout the day and night, our metabolism and cell reproduction have many day and night rhythms over a 24/7 period. All of these organs you see here and their biological activities are active and go through their own cycles and rhythms at different times of the day and night. So you can see, for example, midday, the heart for 2 hours is being activated, whereas at midnight, it's your gallbladder. And this is many times when people are waking up, especially like around 2 o'clock when the liver is active. So this is the schedule of the rhythms within our organs that you see here. Even our metabolism and cell reproduction have many day and night rhythms. Our digestive process has its own rhythms with ideal times of activity and rest. So that's even very important, that certain elements of the circadian rhythms are resting and gaining energy while others are being activated and turned on at different times of the day. So when the biological activities of our cells, organs, brain waves, digestion, and more are disrupted, and their natural rhythm is not harmonized. And when we speak about harmony, it's about energy and its alignment and balance. So that's what we mean by harmonizing, because the circadian rhythms are run by our energy system. And I'll get into that a little bit more in just a minute here. So when these rhythms are disrupted and their natural rhythm is not harmonized and aligned, it needs to be very much aligned with the 24/7 body clock, we can experience many different symptoms, such as pain, very common, low energy, sleep challenges, mental and or emotional disturbances and upsets, various forms of discomfort throughout the body and mind, digestive issues, poor immunity, and a whole host of other symptoms. So here we see the meridians, the 12 main Chinese meridians over here that are the foundation of our circadian rhythms. There are a huge number of rhythms. Catch up with myself here. These meridians that you can see run through from the head, many of them all the way through the neck and arms, the torso and the legs. These meridians are the structure of information flow in that whole 24/7 meridian Chinese body clock cycle that you just saw. There are many different factors that we're all very much exposed to right now that really upset and disrupt the meridians and then the circadian rhythms. We have things like acute stress. We've all been through a lot in the last couple of years. Everybody that I talk to is very stressed out. So stress is one of the biggest, it's the most degenerative factor in the body, and it's the first thing to start degenerating the circadian rhythm. So we want to get stress down. Physical or emotional trauma, which we're all familiar with as well recently. E-smog from our phones, computers, Wi-Fi, smart meters, which are really coming into play now, various power transmitters and power lines that are around our work and or our home, artificial lights, exposure to chemicals, medications we might be taking, junk food and stimulants in our diet. All of these are very disruptive to the circadian rhythms, depending on obviously how much we're exposed. Even high-speed travel in cars and airplanes. So if we're making a lot of commuting or we're traveling a lot, the circadian rhythms get completely disrupted, which is what jet lag partially is about. Emotional turmoil and relationship challenges are also very hard on the circadian rhythms, and of course, many other factors in our environment. So our body has brilliant mechanisms, absolutely brilliant, in each of our systems for adapting to changes, and it naturally knows how to regulate all of our inner processes and rhythms. These mechanisms that we're born with maintain synchronicity between all the circadian rhythms, and they manage the adaptations that are needed, which is the key, that are needed as our bodies and mind go through everyday experiences. So in the natural order of things, the rhythms in our bodies will constantly fluctuate. They will change and they will adapt. They are absolutely not fixed. So the energy system is extremely dynamic. They have what we call plasticity, and they alter if you're healthy and vital, and they alter less. They have less plasticity if you're not, as required to maintain a vital life state. So this plasticity, and this is really the key that underlies everything I'm going to talk about today. The plasticity, the ability of the energy system to alter, to adapt, to change, and to flow with whatever's going on with us, is our inherent healing mechanism. It's the ability of the body to manage the rhythms as it goes through change and transformation and optimize its state as to what is happening at that current time. The beautiful thing about the HOLOS device is it actually provides a mechanism for establishing and reestablishing natural body rhythms. By connecting, it actually connects through all of the pulsed electromagnetic fields that it emits. It directly connects with our own holistic healing adaptation and regulation processes. So our body starts being able to regulate, adapt, have more plasticity as we get exposed to all these frequencies and magnetic energy patterns, which, by the way, are all native and natural to our bodies. So these frequencies, which are pulsed electromagnetic fields, and the adaptive resonant energy technology, which are magnetic energy patterns that match all the different tissues in the body and help the PEMF know exactly where to go. That's one thing that's extremely unique about HOLOS and RedHealth, are these adaptive resonant energy patterns. They help the PEMF get to the right place at the right time. And timing is critical with our rhythms. And they're automatically delivered at the optimum times of the day and night based on where we are in our circadian rhythm. So let's look at all the important science behind these biological rhythms and how foundational they are to our wellness and well-being. We again see our circadian rhythms over to the left that are flowing from the time we get up in the morning, where the large intestine is activated, through the midday. Right around here is normally when we have an energy sinking spell. Then we start winding down into parasympathetic at sundown, and we have our kidney, blood, and circulation in our triple burner, which is our thyroid, activated. And then we go into the later, very late hours of the night, early morning, and we go into our gallbladder, liver, lungs. So there's this article by CNN. This is pretty profound. I've presented this before, but there were 3 US scientists awarded a Nobel Prize for their work in medicine for body clock insights. I've got the link there if anybody wants to read that. These scientists' research on the genetic and molecular biology of our circadian rhythms showed how fundamental these processes are to our health. A lot of information was released, such as how circadian rhythms not only control your sleep and wake cycles, which is what most people are focused on and interested in, because we all know when we get a good night's sleep, it makes all the difference in our life. But they actually guide essential body functions, including metabolism, blood pressure, and even the individual cell work done every single minute in the 70 trillion cells that we have regenerating every day, that are done by our genes at the cell level. In fact, actually each individual cell has its own biological clock or circadian rhythm, and the entire clockwork of all of these rhythms is coordinated by a master clock in your brain. It's called the hypothalamic suprachiasmatic nuclei. But basically we have a clock in the brain that is responsible for master coordinating all these individual rhythms in the cells and the organs. So the circadian rhythms of our body are very complex. And when they get disrupted, a lot of different things are involved. So these scientists research on the genetic and molecular biology also explained that circadian rhythms not only control our behavior and our physiology, but also control the same in animals, plants, and even fungi. So even the plant world and animal world have full circadian rhythms controlling all their physiology and their behavior. These circadian rhythm studies showed that disruption of our body's clockwork contributed to diseases, many different diseases, but very diverse: cancer, diabetes, and now they're looking into whether healing is actually guided. So not disease processes, which start taking place when for over a long period of time, our circadian rhythms have become very disrupted and the cells actually are not functioning correctly down into that level of depth. But whether healing is actually guided. So we know now that healing is guided by our circadian rhythms. And there's 2 new studies to support. There's a lot of studies out there, but there's 2 studies that support this idea, encouraging us to always think about timing as essential to the process of recovery. So these studies showed how important the body clock was on the timing of injuries and procedures, surgical procedures, vaccinations, chemotherapy. So they found that wounds healed nearly 60% faster for injuries occurring during the day rather than at night. And this is believed to be due to the internal circadian clocks of individual cells and not signals that are transmitted throughout the body. In a second study, afternoon surgery patients had a 50% lower risk than morning patients of a cardiac event. So you want to get your surgery in the afternoon. There are a few other examples here, for example, where chemotherapy efficiency and toxicity, which is of course quite prevalent now, varies throughout the day. So they found that chemotherapy was more efficient at different times of the day. And that morning flu vaccinations offered an enhanced immune response as opposed to afternoon vaccinations. So in that case, the morning is where the body has more energy. That's basically what that's about. Whenever we do healing of any kind, it's always optimum to do it in the morning because the body has way more energy than it does in the afternoon and the evening. So I found recently an article, I was looking for more research that was very recent, and there's an article in the National Library of Medicine, and in their summary they found, the article is called The Neurobiology of Circadian Rhythms, that there's growing recognition, the summary is that there's growing recognition that the coordinated timing of behavioral, physiologic, and metabolic circadian rhythms is a requirement for a healthy body and mind. So circadian rhythms are really coming into focus now. The research is all there. And we even have a lot of information now on how our gut's circadian rhythm is important for the entire body. So I'm trying to think of the doctor's name. There's a doctor, and for some reason at the moment it's not, but he's a famous cardiologist that crossed the bridge and went into bioenergetics and natural medicine. And he talks about gut health and how the gut actually texts messages constantly through messages throughout the entire body. So the gut is a foundation. Its circadian rhythm is important for the whole body. And they found that in new research that the microbiome, the microbiota, actually exhibit their own daily circadian rhythm, just like we do. And that samples taken in the morning of the stools were quite different from those taken in the evening. So our gut microbiome and almost all life on Earth has an endogenous circadian rhythm that is genetically determined, but that also responds to changes in light and dark. So for us as human beings, reliable changes can occur in many aspects of our body between day and night. I mean, we know that hunger changes, our body temperature changes, especially as we get older. Sleep propensity, whether we want to sleep. These are all things that we kind of take for granted, but they're part of our circadian rhythms. Hormone production, a key element of circadian rhythms, can get very disrupted. Activity levels, how active we want to be, or how relaxed and winding down into parasympathetic we tend to be at certain times of the day. Our metabolic rate is actually controlled by circadian rhythms, and of course, much more. These are just examples. All of these important elements in our wellness and well-being are all controlled by our circadian rhythms. So here's just a little bit more on how scientists have investigated links between our daily internal patterns, electric light and health, and new information about how the rhythmicity of our microbiome might hold clues to how all of this works together. They discovered that our gut microbiome actually changes location in the gut and changes its metabolic output over the span of the 24-hour day. So as amino acids, lipids, our fats, proteins in our fats, and vitamins circulated in the blood in these tests, that their levels changed. Gene expressions in the liver changed the code based on the presence of these amino acids, lipids, and vitamins, changed the code for metabolic enzymes in the liver. So for example, people who must take antibiotics for extended periods, or shift workers who eat at the wrong times of day, or all of us who, sometimes have days where our eating patterns are way off. If that's a consistent aspect of our life, we may be at risk via these microbiome pathways. So in both of these instances, there will be changes in the metabolism that could lead to higher risk of obesity, I was thinking of diabetes, and metabolic syndrome. Diabetes is in there too, both of which have been shown to be in excess in night workers. So a root cause of these human health issues we see on the macro scale, the big picture, may be resting in our gut microbiome, and whether or not it is happy and in harmonious rhythm with the rest of our system. So it's one of the core elements of our circadian rhythms. So HOLOS, which is a wearable, the first ever wearable 100% automatic PEMF device, is fully aligned with NASA PEMF research and its 3 major outcomes. That study can be found on the website. And it fully supports automatically the circadian rhythms and more. We'll see all that it supports with its 24/7 programs. So with HOLOS, which means be whole, everything now is automatic. In our first 2 generations of our devices, there were manual processes like scanning, using an app. With HOLOS now, you put it on, you turn it on, you press run scan once, and all the 24/7 programs are automatic. So the key and unique aspect of HOLOS, compared to all other PEMF devices, equipment, mats, is its ability to work automatically. It's based on an internal clock. It's able to deliver optimally timed, so it's in time with the different circadian rhythms, and targeted frequencies that match those circadian rhythms intermittently off and on throughout the entire day and night. Our circadian rhythms operate 24/7 and change up every 2 hours. And so it works even when you're sleeping. It offers 3 levels of daily pulsed electromagnetic field support. So I talked about number 3 here in the last webinar. Everybody is very interested in the boost programs, which I'll mention a little bit later here, but I did a whole webinar on the boost programs, which are for instant symptom relief. What we're focusing on today is number 1, the automatic 7-day programs. These are the foundation of the device. If you never use the boost programs, you are still going to get a lot of the support that you'll find in the boost programs. So let's take a look at those automatic 7-day programs. They actually serve, these automatic 7-day programs, they serve to energize, activate. So it puts energy in, it activates that specific area of the circadian rhythm, and then it helps to interconnect it with all the other biological processes and rhythms. So there's great communication, good energy, and our circadian rhythms in whole in the body and mind start coming up. So there are 3 now in HOLOS automatic 100% 24/7 programs. We have stress release running all the time when you turn the device on. These are different programs for stress. We'll see those individual programs in just a minute. We have the circadian balance programs, and then we have the brand new 9-week PTSD depression program. So there's 3 that are available, and we'll see how they work and how you can change it between them if you want to. So when you get the device, which you can see here, it comes in black or white. The automatic programs, the minute you turn it on, they're running. And every time the little light turns on here, a program is running. You're also able to go into the device, which I'll show you, and look and see what is scheduled next, when it's going to run. So you have now with HOLOS a full on-screen ability to see what's going on at all times. So as you see here, basically it starts in the morning at sunrise, helps you start getting your energy, activating all these meridians, having really good energy and sustained energy throughout the day, so you don't have those dips in your energy here. Then starts helping you wind down and go into parasympathetic mode, working on these meridians. And then with the 24/7 programs, it helps you with programs that run specifically for sleep and specifically for waking up, so that you have much stronger sleep and wake cycles. So here we actually see the 12 main meridians. I want to talk about those for just a minute. So many people have symptoms along these meridians, and they want to target those symptoms. Typically, they want to go in and treat the shoulder or treat the back or treat the knee, which you can of course do. The beautiful thing about HOLOS is that when it runs these meridians, it's kind of like Elizabeth Freeman, one of our customers out in California, said, and I quote her here because it was an amazing quote: "This device is like getting acupuncture all day without paying every hour." So it allows the body's self-healing and self-regulating mechanisms to unfold by activating all these meridians. It opens up the meridians and allows energy blocks and symptoms that are a result of those energy blocks to begin resolving. Sometimes immediately, sometimes it takes more time, depending on how deep the issues are. So I have customers that have, for example, have knee pain, and without ever using the boost programs on their knees, they will start feeling, as these meridians start opening up, relief in their knee. So the boost programs help, which I talked about in the previous webinar, with short-term instant symptom relief. The background programs here that we see that are running all of these meridians at different times of the day and night, they traverse the whole body and mind, and they do all the deeper work. So as the deeper work is being done and the body field, the energy system is being trained, it's being energized, the meridians are being activated automatically, and everything's interconnecting and talking to each other, we can use the boost programs in the interim if we're still having symptoms. So this is the guts of the automatic 7-day programs with HOLOS. I have them all listed here. Again, when the device turns on, circadian balance is running, and we'll talk about how to change that if you want. But you turn it on, you press run scan. This is your home screen, and it starts running the programs, and the little light will come on whenever one of these automatic 7-day programs is running. So throughout the day and night, HOLOS automatically and intermittently, it doesn't run all the time because that would be way too much energy and information for our bodies to process. So it turns on according to the optimum time for those programs to run. it turns off. We can then run boost programs if we want. But in that process, it runs circadian rhythms balance. So it's a full set of programs for all 12 Chinese meridians and designed to help the body synchronize perfectly with the Chinese clock. So even if you're a night worker or a shift worker, your circadian rhythms are going to not be as compromised by that night work because it's going to synchronize and strengthen all of these rhythms. Stress reduction, which is the most degenerative factor of the body and of the circadian rhythms. There are programs that run to support stress and anxiety. These are automatic. General sleep programs for preparing the body for sleep in the evening. So without even running the sleep boost, you're getting the general sleep support. We have programs set up for EMF, e-smog, environmental toxins. There are programs to help eliminate environmental toxins and adjustment to travel, which affects very high levels of the body field, such as our relationship to the earth, our polarity, which is our charge. We need to be negatively charged in order to be really healthy, and a lot of traveling disrupts that. So we also have earthing grounding programs, including the Schumann waves. They're designed to help us reestablish connection to the earth's fields, which is the very top priority in healing and in health and vitality. So even though we may not be getting walks out in the woods, swims in the ocean, salt baths, also, we are getting these programs to help us reconnect to the earth and with the earth's magnetic fields, which are very healing. Emotional balancing programs automatically run throughout the day and night. We have brainwave balance programs. So the alpha, beta, delta, and theta waves, depending on the time of day, are automatically running. General rejuvenation for helping lift energy in the morning and then helping maintain that without those dips throughout the day. And then our new 24/7 PTSD depression program. It's a very sophisticated 9-week program. I'll talk about that in more detail in just a minute, but it's really designed to help release the state of being stuck in a repetitive, limiting cycle of depressed thoughts, emotions, and energy levels. Along with liberation, helping us liberate and release past traumatic events and opening up to a more expanded, engaged, and energized, free and inclusive state where we feel a part of everything and connected to ourselves and to God, whatever higher power. So it really helps us to get out of that stuck internal mode and really connect and open up. And then we have the personalized programs. Now I'm going to be doing a 4th webinar and focusing in on the amazing scan that the device runs automatically. But these personalized programs are listed because they are a part of the automatic 7-day programs. They're added to it. Every 3 weeks, once you run your first scan by pressing My Scan, when you get it, it looks at the whole body field, and I'll be going into that in more depth. So these programs run over a 7-day cycle. Different combinations are used every single day. There's each day is different, especially with your personalized programs. And they're designed to gently but steadily help the body reestablish its balanced state and increase the feeling of well-being. And at the end of the 7 days, the 7th day is always a rest day. So you can still run your boost programs, but the automatic 7-day programs, because rest is just important as being supported with all of the PEMF, a day of rest to help the body catch up, integrate, and realign is very important. And then it starts again at day 1. So each day, just as we live our lives, the body goes through this natural process that we're really unaware of, and goes through this whole 24-hour cycle of rhythms. And when these rhythms are disturbed and disrupted from all the elements we just talked about, many health conditions can arise. There's a clock built into the device. You can always see the time now on HOLOS. It's almost like a watch when you wear it with the watch band. By knowing the time, the device knows exactly what the schedule is, which meridian should be active, and it runs a program to aid in the synchronization itself and with all the other circadian rhythms. The brainwave patterns change throughout the day. And again, by knowing the time of day, it knows what frequencies and magnetic pulses correspond to those brainwave patterns and helps energize, activate, and interconnect and balance those brainwaves, which can get really out of balance with the stress, being on the computer a lot. These brainwaves can really get out of balance, and that also affects our sleep. There's a lot of factors that go into sleep, and this is one of the ways that supports sleep. So also at a general level, the body needs to have a lot of energy and focus and mental clarity when it wakes up. And then at night, you want to naturally feel that your body's winding down, preparing for sleep. You're not overstimulated. There's programs that are run to generally aid with these. So here we can see the details of the circadian rhythm programs, exactly what's happening on each day. We have 7 days, with the 7th day being a rest day, and people always want to know what is going on. You know, how do I know that it's working, first of all, and then what is it doing? Well, this is the automatic circadian rhythm schedule. And so depending on what day one is, you might turn the device on a Sunday, which would be day one. And of course, you can always turn it off and turn it back on. It will reset that, which we'll talk about. But you've got these different meridians, and that you can see that they repeat themselves. So on day 4, we have the same training, the same pulsed electromagnetic fields, and the same magnetic signature patterns repeating themselves. So if you miss a couple days, you're going to get that training, you're going to get that reinforcement. This is about circadian rhythm support over time. It's not about specific days. It's about consistent training to not only bring your circadian rhythms up, but maintain them. No matter what else other things you're doing to support your health, this will help you strengthen and maintain these rhythms. So the general programs, in addition to this, that run down here, we have general programs. In addition to these 7-day circadian rhythm programs, we have connective tissue programs. And these all run at different intensity levels. So the connective tissue in our body, actually in bioenergetics, it stores our mind. So our mind is stored in all the matrix of connective tissue throughout the body. And connective tissue is a huge focus of the HOLOS device, harmonizing, energizing, activating, and realigning it so that all the communication in the body, which the meridians run through this connective tissue, are very vital and healthy. The stress and fatigue of EMF, there's general programs that run for that throughout the day and night, which we're all very much exposed to now. And basically what HOLOS does, it doesn't protect you from it, so to speak. It doesn't stop it, because it's nearly impossible. What it does is it gives you strength and resilience so that it's not affecting you. There's many aspects of the body that are really affected by EMF. The spleen, the pancreas, the heart, and the nervous system are the most affected, and programs run to help all of those strengthen. We have general programs for grounding and earthing, recharging and energizing the body, emotional peace, sleep programs, energy activation programs, energy alignment, which is critical, and coherent support. So all of these energy patterns, it's very, very important that not only are they energized and activated, but that they are aligned. They are quantum in their nature, and their alignment allows for the communication between all of the different rhythms to be effective. So always making sure that we not only have energy activation, but alignment and coherence. So coherence being like the coherence of our heart. We want to have coherence so that everything is talking and communicating with everything else. So we have here the device and some options within these 24/7 programs for changing up the program. When you get the device and you have circadian balance showing, and if you ever want to change up the 24/7 program, you can change to stress release, or you can change to PTSD depression simply by pressing the setup button here, which brings up a menu, going into 24/7 programs, and then it goes into the 24/7 program menu, excuse me. And you can see here that you can arrow down, which is in the quick start video, the left button. You can arrow the pointer down to PTSD depression and simply press set. And at that point, not only is stress release and circadian balance running, but also PTSD depression. And we'll talk about that in just a minute here. So this is our brand new PTSD depression 24/7 program. It is a very advanced and sophisticated set of programs aimed to address the states of depression and PTSD. So these two states are very linked. Sometimes people don't experience both, but many times they are often linked, and combining the process for the two can be very beneficial. So the programs are not about curing the state of PTSD depression, but more about aiding the user to resolve. I see a couple questions coming into Q&A, and I am going to do Q&A as soon as I finish here. Let me see if there's anything. Yes, the recording, everybody that registered will automatically get the recording 24 hours later. So if you need to drop off, feel free to. I'd love to hear all of your questions at the end. So if you can possibly stay on, I'm going to try to keep this down to an hour. Finish the presentation within an hour. And do I need to restart my HOLOS when daylight saving times begins? Those are easy questions to answer. So let's see if I can. Here we go back here. Yes, you will simply go in the quick start video and the full navigation video. I believe, yeah, the time set is in the full navigation video. You'll just go into your system menu and you'll just change your time whenever the daylight savings time comes out. I'm actually planning a newsletter with that reminder when the time changes. May come out a little bit after that, but yes, you can just change the time whenever you want to in your system menu under time set. So we were talking about what this is overall, this PTSD depression program is designed to do. Remember, it has the stress release and circadian balance in it. It really is about helping the user over that 9-week period. Every 3 weeks it changes, resolve their experiences of being trapped, stuck and isolated, and providing emotional energy, which is very important in any kind of mental disruption, energetic disruption, so they can really be open to change. And if you're in other therapeutic approaches, many times people will revert back into these states. And what HOLOS does is really help them maintain their progress. So this was many years, 2 years that I was involved in the research and development of the PTSD depression program and its release, which was June of this year. That's when HOLOS came out. So it has many programs in it. They're all listed here. I can run through these real quickly, but basically your full circadian rhythm balance, because that's the foundation of everything. Uplift programs for the depressed state. Programs designed to break traumatic tape loops and repetitive negative thoughts, which I think all of us are experiencing at this point. Support the connective tissue, which is a key foundational element of our entire mind. There's a huge communication matrix in the connective tissue. Liberating the sense of emotional withdrawal and being trapped in your emotions. Grounding, anti-inflammatory. So inflammation is a known factor in PTSD depression. So it has programs to run anti-inflammatory support. Stress release, opening the heart, accepting change, a big one. Energizing the body and mind. So many times we just don't have enough energy. And that alone will help lift low states of mood. Helping transform past shocks and traumas, aiding with sleep, very important for restoration of the full mind and body, which includes a series of Bach flower essences. And they're aimed to, these Bach flower essences are specifically aimed to open up, to change, being able to socialize, fear of the loss of control, letting go of all the internal fears that we have gradually, and being overwhelmed, having low self-esteem, and releasing frustration. So obviously this is super comprehensive. There's three-week program cycles. And each of those they run different combinations at preset times of the day and night. Each group is specifically, of the three-week groups, is specifically designed to have a supportive and synergistic effect in different aspects of these depressed or post-traumatic stress syndrome state. And the three groups also allow for a gentler and more targeted action. Instead of bombarding the body all at one time with all of this, it gradually introduces it. And each 3 weeks, people will have different responses depending on where their disruption is and how deep their state is. So the programs consist of complex combinations and patterns of fractal resonances and frequencies that have been carefully combined. The engineer behind this is brilliant and heart-centered and extremely knowledgeable about PTSD depression. So the HOLOS actually allows, because of this careful, gentle combination over a longer period of time, it really optimizes the therapeutic effects. And so the common aim, the general aim of all the 9 weeks is to release the state of being stuck. We talked about this up here a little bit, but this is a little bit more detailed. Limiting cycles of depressed thoughts, trying to get rid of those depressed thoughts, helping the emotions and energy levels along with liberation from past traumatic events, and just opening up to a more expanded, energized, open, free, inclusive state. So I'm super excited about this. We have a lot of people that have started using the PTSD depression, Gen 2 users that upgraded to HOLOS, as well as new users. And I'll talk about, when you should start using those in just a second here. I just want to go into the fact that with HOLOS, no matter what program you're using, you can actually have a lot of people that want to know about this, changing the 24/7 intensity. So with HOLOS, the device comes set for the average standard person energy-wise, but you can go in by pressing your setup button into personalize, and you can go into 24/7 intensity, and you can change the intensity from auto rotate. So it automatically is set to rotate different frequencies at different lengths of time. Run times will vary between all the different programs, but you can change it if you're highly sensitive, or if you want very strong support, you can change the 24/7 intensity now to suit your needs. So if you feel like you're getting sick, if you feel like you're really stressed and you need extra support, you can go in and for any period of time, a couple days, a week or two, as tolerated, you can change the 24/7 programs to high intensity. And all that does is change the run times. So the next thing I want to talk about with the HOLOS is changing the whole device intensity. So I've created a new screen, which makes it super simple. It's an automatic setup. When you press the setup, the first selection is auto. And when you select that, you get 3 different support levels. So if you want your whole device, the boost programs and the 24/7 programs, to be standard support, that's already set up for you. But if you want to change it and drop it down to sensitive support, you can. That will just change the run times to lower run times for all the boost by default. And you can change the boost as you run them. You can change the intensity on the fly and bump it up if you want to. But this is designed for a one-step, easy setup of support. If you happen to be sensitive, you can change it. If you want extra strong support, depending on how life is going for you, you can change it to high support. So I wanted to show that. It's very simple. You don't have to set anything. It comes set to auto rotate. So viewing the 24/7 program status. So if you ever want to see in the device as the light comes on intermittently throughout the day and night. Of course, when you run a boost program yourself, it's going to turn on, but automatically the light comes on and people will say, well, I don't see the light coming on. Well, generally you wear it where it's not facing, it's not facing you, so you can't see the light. If I wake up at night, I might find that a program is running, but this little light comes on for a set amount of time, depending on if you have it set to low, medium, or high. It changes, but you can go in and change, or you can go in and view these 24/7 program anytime you want, simply by going into setup, 24/7 program. And once the 24/7 program comes up, you just click status. So you use the left button, which is your up and down button, to put your pointer on status and hit set. And then actually it says select. And then your 24/7 program comes up. It tells you what the next program is in abbreviation, because there's not enough room on the screen for the full description, what time it's going to run, and what day of 7 you're on. And if you ever want to change that day, because maybe you want your rest day to be on Sunday, you can just turn the device off and back on. And that's in the guide. That's very easy. You basically can just turn it off completely, and then turn it back on again, and it resets the day one. You reset you to day 1 of 7. So if you want your rest day to be on Sunday, for example, you would turn it off and on Monday. I think that's right. So this is what everybody's always wanted to know. This is also in the user guide that comes with the full user guide. It's almost 50 pages of software information. This is an abbreviation of all the different programs that are going to show in your status screen. If you ever want to check and see what's coming up, maybe you want to run a couple boost programs and you want to see what time your next automatic program is going to run. Well, maybe you have 3 hours before it runs, so you can choose to run, some of the boost programs that you might want to run to add strength for certain symptoms you're having. So we have all the meridians. We have emotional stress release, recharging, sleep, wake, calming and balance. We have uplift, which is part of the PTSD depression program. Restore matrix. This is the one with the connective tissue. We have programs for electromagnetic frequency, calming of nerves, aligning of energy. We talked about how important the alignment is, integration of all the different energy fields so that they're all working together and they're talking to each other, toxin release, day consciousness, night consciousness. So it goes into the matrix and into the areas of consciousness and works to help release, energize, and activate consciousness. And then you have calm, reconnect, energize, and space, as well as all your personalized programs. So this is based on your scan. We're not going to get into that today. That's my last webinar. I'll go into great detail on the human body field mapping and how the scan looks at that and how it finds your priorities and sets up programs for you. So if you're running circadian balance, in the earlier versions, we've had a couple, the manufacturer, which this is not important to the user. It's just important to know that if you go in and look at your version in your system menu, if you're running circadian balance, you're going to see these when personalized programs are scheduled to run. If you've got your 24/7 program on PTSD depression, you're going to see these come up at different times of the day and night. Just recently, the devices are all changed in all the personalized programs from basically this week forward. We're just say SCN, but you never really know what's in those. Those are just from your scan. So if for any reason you want to take a break from the 24/7 programs, I wanted to make sure you knew you could do that. You simply go into your setup, go into 24/7 programs and say all off. This would just be if you just want to take a break from the 24/7 programs for a while and kind of test your body, see how your body and mind are doing without the support of the 24/7 programs, if it's able to hold. And or if you just want to run the boost programs for a while, you want to wear the device, you just don't want the 24/7 programs to run. So I wanted to make sure you knew you could do that. We have two models of, for those people who are not already HOLOS users, we have two models, the Balance and the Balance Plus. There's no difference between them physically. They come in two different colors, black and silver, and with two different color cases, which you can customize. The difference between the two is basically just software. If you're looking at the front of the device here, and like, for example, today I have the silver device with the black case on, with a white necklace. So basically the difference in the two are in white here. So the Balance and the Balance Plus, the only difference is in the software. And in the Balance Plus, we have the new 9-week PTSD depression program. We also have 6 additional boosts. So all of the boost, calm, sleep, ease for pain and inflammation and tissue repair, help, energy acute for raising energy and recharging, inflammation, tissue repair, emotional shock and travel are all in both devices. The Balance has 2 new from the Gen 2 device, has 2 new boosts of EMF protection and skin aging, which you put over different areas of the skin, and it helps not only work on the digestive tract, which is linked to the skin directly, but also smoothing out the outer layers of the skin. The Balance Plus has everything that Balance has, additionally what's in white here. So it has the new 9-week PTSD depression program, the Ease Advanced, which is for advanced pain, inflammation, and tissue repair. It's broader and deeper in its scope than Ease Standard. And if you get the expanded case kit, you can strap it on and put it anywhere you want. Or you can just, on the necklace, lay it wherever you want. The Perform is an amazing program. It has 3 modes, and it's for an extra layer of enhanced mental and physical performance, mental focus, clarity, sustained performance throughout the activity or throughout the day, and then recovery afterwards. There's a special recover program, so you can run that at night, no matter what your day looks like, or after you've really sustained a lot of mental or physical activity. Great for test taking, this Perform program. And then we have 4 targeted PTSD depression boost of Uplift, Space, when you feel overwhelmed and you want to push people away, Peace, which is for acute stress, and Energy Chronic, which is for low levels of energy over a long period of time, versus Energy Acute, which is for, let's say you're tired, you didn't sleep well last night, it's for a recharge right now. This is for building energy long-term when you've had long-term energy. So these are the differences in the two. They look the same. You can come in either color, but it's just software differences and it's fully upgradable. So through the USB port, if you were to buy the Balance, you don't currently have HOLOS, and you're on to learn all about it today, you can upgrade the software later through the USB port. That's very simple. You simply buy the upgrade on the website. We send you an activation code through email. You type in the activation code and your software is upgraded. So that's a huge feature with HOLOS, is the software upgradability. For those of you who are not familiar with HOLOS, I just wanted to show you that there are 4 ways to wear it. Some people don't want to wear it as a necklace. If you would like to wear it as a watch or clip it on or strap it on, the actual device itself pops out, it unlocks and pops out and goes into any of these cases. If you want a different way of wearing it, let's say, you know, during a workout, you might want to wear it as a watch, or you don't like having something around your neck, you want to wear it as a watch. I've been using the clip-on, which I didn't think I'd do, quite a bit lately. I had a low back injury and I clipped it on to my jeans. And then strap-on is great. I'll use that. If I have a headache, I'll strap it around my neck. If I have, you know, pain in different parts of the body and I want to be moving around, like my knee, I can strap it on, but it's certainly not required. Just so everyone knows, it does charge in 2 hours max, about once a month. If you constantly use the boost programs, you're going to need to charge it a little bit more, but the light comes on. As soon as it turns off, you know it's fully charged. It's got a very strong and robust lithium polymer battery, which we did not have in Gen 2. So it's expected to last 5+ years, as long as it's well cared for. It's very highly water and impact resistant. It's not waterproof, so you can drop it into 3 feet of water for up to a minute and it's okay. It also is highly impact. You can drop it on very hard flooring, even if it doesn't have the case on. It may dent it, but it's definitely very impact resistant. For those of you who are not familiar with HOLOS and you start looking at it, this chart is on the website. I just want to point out to you that it is the only PEMF device in the market that has the on-screen menu like it does, and fully has 3 full 24/7, 100% automatic programs. There's a lot of other features here that you'll want to look at if you're looking at other PEMF. It is fully software upgradable. It's a little over $1 a day investment in the first year. So you're not having to reinvest unless you want to buy software upgrades later. And it's fully personalized. So the scan runs now automatically, no app involved, and it's an incredible value for a one-time investment in the PEMF market. For anybody that is brand new to HOLOS or has been looking at it for a while, we have the specials that are running right now on the website. And if you buy one device, you can use Save 15. If you have 2 devices or more, you want to get one for your husband, your friend, your family. The prices are very close to the Gen 2 device with these discounts. And so you're getting a lot more software, a lot more robustness in the hardware itself, and full automation now, basically. So you can go to the RedHealth Wear, that's WEAR.com. You can go right in from the homepage. If you don't want to use the URL, you just go to redhealthwear.com, click on menu, click on shop, and you'll see HOLOS right there, and you can just go straight in. Klarna, we've partnered with Klarna, which is a payment company. They have Slice It in 4, interest-free for 4 payments, or they have Slice. It's called Pay Over Time. You can do 12 payments. So if you just really want to spend a minimal per month and get all these health benefits, you can. And we're here for any questions, of course. I just want to, say that what we're about here at RedHealth in terms of HOLOS and continued research and development is really about thriving and choosing to thrive and do everything you can so that you can truly reach your potential, not just survive. I think that that's a really important way to look at your health and ask yourself. And so what I hope with HOLOS is that every single one of you, I have quite a few customers that have reached out to me, and they're really, really happy with how much they're sleeping, how much better they're sleeping, how much more energy they have, and different symptoms are starting to resolve. When we have enough energy, truly enough energy, and we get our stress levels down, which is the 2 overreaching elements of HOLOS, our body and mind are able to heal, the self-healing and the self-regulation, which is the circadian rhythms, is able to come back online, and we're actually able to truly reach our potential. So this is a very unique product, and I'm super excited about it. And if anybody has any questions, we'll get to those in just a minute. See what time it is. I've just got another minute or 2. I have 3 different testimonies that came in very early. This is Dr. Brian here in Denver. They work with the Denver Broncos. I've got 2 of the Denver Broncos with HOLOS on, and he just was loving the quality of sleep and feeling really rested in the mornings, not getting tired during the day. Loves the personalization and loves the whole device. Has noticed definite improvement in the clarity and concentration at work. So these are all from Omni. I have a lot of reviews that have come in, and I'm going to be posting those on the website as soon as I get the next newsletter out. So from, the minute Dr. Smith had kind of an unusual experience, I usually don't have people say to me, wow, I could feel this the minute I put it on, because, a program might not even be running. But he really felt a difference the minute he put it on, and he tends to go into PTSD depression, mostly depression, and he was very motivated. He noticed that day. Later, he went home and cleaned for the first time. He is a pilot as well and works out a bit, and he's been using the Perform for working out and recovery, and the boost, the sleep boost and the inflammation boost he loves. Feels like he can really tangibly notice the difference. He started using the 9-week PTSD depression program, and he felt like his moods and mindsets have definitely changed. And as soon as he took it off, he felt like they were holding, which is pretty significant. Means his body field is pretty strong. It's able to hold all those changes. And this is Debbie from California. She bought the Balance Plus and had quite a bit of Bell's palsy going on in her face. She was running the Ease Advanced on high intensity, and she started noticing her nerves regenerating and her skin lifting. And she is also using the PTSD depression program and the boosts that go with that, which are calm, peace, and uplift. She feels that uplift she can really notice a difference in the lightness and feeling more happy. So she wasn't using it very long at this time, and she is looking forward to, at the time she wrote this, much more progress over time. For those of you who don't have HOLOS, this is everything that it comes with it. It's, ready to go when you get it. It comes with the pendant and the necklace, a charging cable, and the case unlocking tool. The expanded case kit is optional. You automatically get a quick start guide in your package. And then online, we have in that guide access to the quick start video and a full features video, taking you through the entire device if you want to. This is just the basics of operation. The full user guide with all the software information is online. We do have a 30-day risk-free guarantee. So 30-day return policy that's online, 1-year manufacturer's warranty, and we will be extending that once we hit the 1-year mark, and we'll be able to do repairs if anything happens to devices, which we've never been able to do before. And we have a full live chat on our website. The bottom right-hand corner is a little pop-up bubble. We're always there Monday through Friday, except for holidays, with direct phone support. So we're now ready for Q&A. Gosh, I was close to the hour. I'm sorry that I've run over. Make sure you note, if you are new and are excited about HOLOS and you decide to buy it, that your discount codes are listed here as SAVE15 and SAVE22. And here is our customer service. Will be on today and tomorrow. Let me dive right into the, I've got some questions in the chat here. So we have one chat that says the manual did not come with the device. So what comes with the device is the express guide. It's a 3-step setup of turning the device on, pressing run scan, and then registering your device. And right there, it lists the link for going into the menu on our website to watch the quick start video that I made or the full features video that I made. So, and we always are here for questions. So if you don't have that, if you're looking for the full user guide, that is online. As soon as you register, which there's no rush to register, but as soon as you register, it automatically takes you to that support page for HOLOS, where everything is on one page. The express guide, the quick start video, and the full features video, along with the full user guide. So Catherine, if you need any help with that, I'm totally available on the help desk, and I can also make a note to send that to you, so you have it. So Ruth here in the chat says, hi Ruth, I can't understand how an EMF tool is helping someone sensitive to EMFs. So that is a great question. It's kind of a broad, detailed topic, but basically what happens is your energy system becomes disrupted from toxic electromagnetic frequency that comes in from many sources. Now we all know, cell phones, smart meters, Wi-Fi, power lines that we're exposed to running underground and above ground. So what happens is the energy system basically gets disrupted. the electromagnetic fields, the pulse electromagnetic fields that are emitted from the HOLOS device go into and resonate with your body's energy system. Your body's energy system sees those. They're very familiar with it, or the body is very familiar with them. It resonates with these frequencies and magnetic energy patterns and corrects the disruptions, then strengthening the nervous system, strengthening all the areas, such as the pancreas, the spleen, the heart, and like I mentioned, the nervous system. So basically, it's the electromagnetic fields and the magnetic signature patterns that are emitted from the device that resonate with our body. Our body trains to them. It's called entraining, and corrects the energy system, which is the disruption from EMF. That's all it does. It disrupts the energy system. Everything that has structure in the body, the cells, the organs, the bones, the brain, everything that has structure has an energy field around it. It's like the software of the body, and our physical structure is the hardware. We put in these corrective electromagnetic fields and magnetic energy patterns, and it restores the integrity of our energy system so that we are, quote unquote, protected. Basically, we're becoming much more resilient. So hopefully that helped. If you want to talk about that more, you need more information, please just let me know. We'll be on the support desk. Again, the website is redhealthwear.com. Lori, I'm so glad you're here. She says she's a return customer. She does have the C Balance pendant, which is our Gen 2 device. So HOLOS is built. I have so many customers write in and say, I saw the C Balance and it's still working. Do I need to buy HOLOS? No, you don't need to buy HOLOS unless you want to upgrade and give, let your animal or a friend or family member use your C Balance. As long as it's still working, you're good to go. You have the foundation support of all the 24/7 programs. What you've seen today with HOLOS is that it's more robust with the programs that it offers. It is got a dual PEMF generator in it, so it's much broader and much deeper in its PEMF coverage, and everything is automated now. There's no app. It charges very quickly, and of course it has all the cases. I don't think I've highlighted all the new changes, but if you go to the HOLOS page on the RedHealth website, go to redhealthwear.com, click on menu, and go to shop HOLOS. All of the upgrades for the HOLOS are there for you. But I'm super glad you're here. Yes, Kerrigan, thank you. He says this is a big upgrade from the C Balance. It is. I mean, the C Balance is great. So many people, hundreds of people thousands of people have experienced it and loved it, but we have spent quite a bit of time now in research and development, which we will always do, trying to make it better. So we are offering more software now and a much stronger, more robust hardware and battery. And I'm thrilled to hear, that you recognize it's a really great upgrade. So Sandy, great question. I've used the C Balance for a few years. How does this device differ, and would it replace using the C Balance? Yes, if and when you're ready to upgrade, it would replace the C Balance. And it's the differences in it. I can send you all the differences. Those are in the HOLOS intro webinar and in the HOLOS Boost webinar, but I can send you a summary list of the differences. But I would encourage you just to go to the HOLOS page on the website and you'll see the upgrades there. So Sandy and Lori, I can send you those differences. They're both asking for the differences. Basically, the software is the biggest difference. Outside of that, it's a very robust lithium polymer battery that charges up in 2 hours or less. It's got a anodized aluminum case now that's very rugged, that can be swapped in and out between the different cases. There's no app. The scan is automatic every 21 days at midnight. So it's fully automated. And of course, you saw the software differences, the new Boost, which I covered as well in detail in the Boost webinar, and the new PTSD depression program. So let me switch over to the Q&A here. These are great questions. Some of those I've already answered. presentation was impressive, and Debbie always does a wonderful job. Thank you, Lori, with sharing the product. It's information overload, but I will be able to manage it properly. So I'm presenting the detail of what it does. It's so easy to use. It's crazy. You turn it on, you press run scan. There's only 2 steps in getting it started, and you're ready to go. What I'm presenting today is everything that it does. It's not requiring you to do anything. I'm just covering the features and the functionality of it. So I promise you 100%, it's way easier to use than the C-Balance, the Gen 2 device, because it's all automatic. And it's got the ability to change the intensity levels, switch up to PTSD depression if you want, and it's got 16 boost programs now instead of 8. So hopefully that helps. And yes, all existing customers in June, and I think one time after that, we sent you an upgrade discount code. You get a special existing customer upgrade discount. So if you don't have those, please contact me. Lori, I'll make a note, but please just touch base real quick on the live chat or the help desk, or give me a quick call on the support line here. I'll give you your upgrade codes. So all Gen 2 customers will have these upgrades forever. They will not expire. Okay, let's see if we have more Q&A here. Well done, love the new upgrade. Great, Kerrigan, thank you, thank you. I'm excited about it. It's really ready to go out into the whole world now. It's so easy to use, it's so powerful, it's much longer lasting. And I'm getting a lot of feedback from all my Gen 2 customers that they can really feel the difference, even in just the circadian balance, because of the new dual PEMF generator, almost immediately. So, and again, remember, for those of you who are brand new, it's really risk-free. It's a 30-day return policy that's on our website. And if you have any questions specifically to, you know, what you're dealing with, or any other questions, please don't hesitate to ask them right now, because I guarantee you other people have the exact same questions. Let's see here. Does anybody else have any questions? We have a nice group on. We had almost 200 people register for the webinar today, so I'm excited. I think this automatic support is really exciting people. And I know I've emphasized this already, but it is so easy to use. The only thing there's a little learning curve on is just unlocking the case, so to pop the device out to charge it. There's always a little bit of a learning curve with anything. We have a video on how to do it, and once you watch the video, I promise you'll be able to do it in 10 seconds. But we're always here. We have a very strong support system. All of you who are my customers already know that. We're always here for you. So don't hesitate to reach out. But it is extremely easy to use. And I'm excited also about teaching a little bit more on the scan in the next webinar in November. That's going to be where we really get into how sophisticated this device is and how it's the only one like it in the world. You'll see that with the personalized scan, but that's an automatic scan. It finds all of your priorities, sets up and calibrates 3 weeks of customized programs just for you. Those all expire, and at midnight, every 3 weeks, it scans you again. God, looks like I have a new chat. I missed the upgrade email discount. Please send. Sure, I will send that to you. I'm making a note on all these. No problem. So any other questions before we wrap things up? We're almost exactly at 1 hour and 15. It's the first time in the history of me doing a webinar that I was actually on time. Any other questions, you guys? Just throw them out here. I know that people are sometimes hesitant to ask questions. Oh, this is a great question. Teddy, thank you. Is there anything happening when the light is not showing? Great question. So on the device, let me see if I can actually go back here. Oh, I just lost my screen, it looks like. Let me go back to a picture of the HOLOS here. When you are running it, this little light is called the program indicator light. When that light is not on, no, nothing is running. And you can always tell when something is going to run by simply, if you're interested, some people, you know, they just wear it and use it, but you can always view the 24/7 program status by simply hitting setup, 24/7 programs. I've got chats and everything in my way here. 24/7 programs, you're going to go down to status. And once you hit select, you get your status at any point in time. You can see exactly what's going to run at what time and what day you're on of 7. If you need to know how to turn the device off and back on, that's in the full navigation video, or I'm happy to help you with that if you want to reset your cycle day. But that's a great question. A lot of people get the device, they turn it on, they press run scan, everything's good. They put it on, they're like, well, I don't see any lights running, so I don't even know if this thing is working. It is working. It's always working the minute you turn it on. And you know that simply by pressing either button, and your home screen here comes up. If this comes up, your device is automatically running. Okay, so that was a great question. Let's see, I've got a few more here, it looks like. So we have somebody saying, pay over time details. Okay, so when you go in to purchase HOLOS and you go through, there's 3 checkout screens in every checkout. It asks you, your basic information, what you want, the product you want. Then it asks you for your shipping information, allows you to put your discount code in of save 15 or save 22. If you're an existing customer, you have the new upgrade discounts, which I'll send to you, those that ask, or just contact me. But you can then, instead of clicking a credit card or PayPal or Amazon Pay, you can click Klarna. It will take you out to Klarna, and it will ask you, do you want to pay in, slice it in 4, which is 4 payments. They actually bill you every 2 weeks in 4 payments and automatically bill you, or you can select pay over time, which automatically breaks it down into 12 payments and automatically bills you on your credit or debit card, or through PayPal, once a month. So it's basically the cost of the device discounted, divided out by 12. I think they front load the first payment just slightly higher on that, but that's the pay over time details. And Lori, I'm happy to help you with that. Nancy, what password to get on the site? I keep misplacing it. So there's no password to get on the website. If you're trying to get into the HOLOS support page to watch one of the videos, I can send that to you. I don't advertise that because it's for customers only. But that is in your quick start guide, your password for getting into the website. All the HOLOS information, both the videos and the full user guide are all on one page. Very simple to get to. I will email that to you. Yes, please send the upgrade details. June, I got your message. I'm making a note here. The intro webinar that is on the homepage is also a great video that goes over all the upgrades. So if you want to watch the full introduction of the entire device and the comparison to the C-Balance, it's all in the intro video there on the homepage. Yes, good question. Was this recorded? Yes, it's recorded, and it will be sent out to everybody who registered in 24 hours from the start time of the webinar. Great question. Let's see, I've got some new Q&As. Yes, there is a replay if you came on late. No worries. If you register, you'll get the webinar 24 hours from now. Zoom will send it out to you. If the grid goes down, will this affect the programs? Okay, so there is no connection of the device to anything external. There's no tracking, there's no connection online, there's no connection in the cloud. It is native, local only. There's not even an app. I took the app out because it created more problems than it was worth. So in the first release of HOLOS, we have no app. So there is no connection. All the information when it scans is stored in the device. Your personalized programs are stored, and all the information for your device is only stored in the HOLOS. That's a great question. I've had that on the support desk quite a few times. Don't worry about this being connected anywhere. Yes, there is a higher discount. Great question, Sandy, for returning customers, all existing customers. And that is, that was sent out with the intro webinar in June to all existing customers. So I am happy to send that to you, and I'm making a note here for existing customers. I love my C Balance, but the Bluetooth connection has failed. I'm not sure I have the discount codes for the purchase of the new HOLOS device. Thank you, Debbie. No worries at all. This happens in some of the Gen 2 devices where the Bluetooth chip over years fails. It is an electronic device. I can send you, Denise, the new discount codes, no problem. And you don't have to worry about Bluetooth anymore or an app. It's automatic. Everything is automatic, and you don't need to remember to scan or do anything. The only thing you'll do is if the time changes, go in and change the time. You'll charge it once a month, and you'll run the boost programs for any different symptoms that you're experiencing. Yes, I can send all the Gen 2 customers an additional email. Hopefully I have all those recorded. If you don't get it from me, it's a great idea. Thank you, Nancy, for that suggestion. I can just basically repeat the same send list that I sent out before in June. So we have a lot of people trying these right now also for the holidays. I don't know what our holiday special is going to be. We have really great discount running right now. I'll probably just continue that in through the holidays. Yeah, we have another question here. It's been hard to connect to the app with my C Balance, which is the Gen 2 device. Anybody that's having a hard time that's trying to connect, just plug it in to power and try to then connect to the app and see if it's the battery connection to the Bluetooth. I mean, I don't want to spend any time troubleshooting right now, but many times you'll be able to connect to the app by simply plugging it in. If you can't, then get a hold of me and we can talk about other troubleshooting. This is why I took the app out of the HOLOS Gen 3 product. So let's see. Any other questions, you guys? Any other questions? The chat has been answered. Here's a new question. Have you ever heard of anyone using the C Balance along with the HOLOS? Any benefits to do this? No, HOLOS is really strong. It's got the dual PEMF generator in it. So I don't think that, if you wanted something stronger, you can always remember we covered just turning the intensity of the whole device up to high or just the 24/7 programs. We gave you those two methods, super easy, takes a minute. But I wouldn't suggest running two different PEMF devices at the same time, because basically the Circadian Balance Foundation programs are the same. And you've got a stronger device in Gen 3. Nancy, I know you already have HOLOS. So if you want something stronger, I would just recommend turning the intensity level of the whole device up by hitting setup. And then once you get the setup menu up, you simply go to auto, which is the first selection on the menu, and in auto change from standard support to high support. It changes the whole entire device. I designed that so that it was a one-step change. So, but other people can benefit from your C Balance. So animals, I have an animal pouch I found on Etsy. You can put it on your animal in a pouch that's secure and safe, or give it to your husband, a partner, a friend, a family member, so they can enjoy it. If you're going to go ahead and upgrade, you don't want it just sitting there. And if it does just sit there, make sure you fully charge it and then put it to sleep so that you're not, running the battery unnecessarily. Nancy, Thank you. This has been a wonderful device. She's speaking about the Gen 2. Now the battery is failing. Looking forward to the new one. Super. All electronics, all batteries, especially one that's not lithium polymer. Our Gen 2 it wasn't available at the time of that development. We did not have lithium polymer batteries available that small. So, and able to plug into that circuit board. Now we do, and this battery is amazing. So, I mean, literally, it will last with normal usage almost a month, maybe 3 weeks if you're running the boost a lot, and then you just plug it in. And as soon as that little light goes off here, it's fully charged, and it's usually, it's max 2 hours. So you don't have to worry about charging it overnight or running it for, charging it for a 20-hour soak. It's a very strong battery. People are loving it. Anything else? Any other questions? I'm looking at both the chat and the Q&A. I know last webinar I missed a lot, and I don't know how I did that, but I'm trying to scroll and make sure I'm at the bottom. If you have any follow-up questions, friends or family members have questions, please don't hesitate. We're always on the support desk. There's live chat. If it's after hours, just put a message in and we'll get right back to you. Great presentation. Thanks so much. Thank you. I appreciate that positive feedback. You guys, you are the ones that have made RedHealth a very small grassroots organic company successful. We've been in business 5 years now. I'm so excited about HOLOS, but the most rewarding thing is hearing from you guys and your support, and also hearing how significant people are experiencing the HOLOS, because it's been a lot of work. It's taken 2 years to release it, and I'm super excited about it. And I just need you guys to help me get the word out. We're still very small and grassroots. And I'm really excited about the next webinar, which is all about the human body field. I'm going to be teaching the details of what the energy system looks like, because you can't see it. So look forward to that sometime in November. Thank you so much for your support today. I know a few people have had to drop off, and we'll be getting this out to all of you who are going to watch the recording. Don't hesitate to reach out on our support desk. It pops up on the bottom right-hand page of every page on the website anytime you need some help. The biofield, yes, it's the body field, the biofield. It's the field of information that's basically the software that works at a quantum level that basically runs all the energy and information to allow our hardware or our physical body to work. So it's the top level of the healing system, and when it's energized and stress is released and a lot of these different frequencies and magnetic patterns go in and vitalize it, a lot of things start changing. It's about the whole mind body. It's not just about one little area. So that's what this webinar was about, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much. I look forward to hearing from more of you as you watch the recording and reach out to me. Thank you for all your support and your positive feedback. So I'll close it. I don't think I have any more messages here. Let me just check one last time. Okay, guys, thank you so much. I'll say goodbye, and hope to connect with all of you at one point or another soon. Bye for now.